Why is it that you pray, you cry out, you fast, you kneel until your knees ache, yet the struggle still clings to you like a shadow you cannot shake? You wonder if God hears you, if His promises are true, if something in you is broken, and the hidden truth is that unanswered struggles are often not proof of God's silence, but proof of His deeper work inside you. You think prayer should erase the problem instantly, but James 1:2 warns that trials produce perseverance, and perseverance must finish its work to make you mature and complete. So the first reason you still struggle even after praying is because prayer is not a vending machine. It is an alignment process. You speak to God, but God is reshaping you through the very burden you want removed, teaching you dependence instead of self-reliance, and you resist the process because you secretly hoped for relief instead of transformation. The second reason is unconfessed sin, or double-mindedness, because Psalm 66:18 says, "If you regard iniquity in your heart, the Lord will not hear you." And James 1:8 warns that the double-minded person is unstable in all their ways. So even while you pray with your lips, your heart may still be clinging to idols, bitterness, lust, pride, or fear. And those silent chains block the flow of peace you beg God for. The third reason is timing, because Ecclesiastes 3 declares there is a season for everything under heaven, and you keep demanding a harvest when God has only just planted the seed. And in your frustration you forget that even Jesus in Gethsemane prayed, "Not my will but yours be done," surrendering to the Father's timing, not his own desire for escape. The fourth reason is spiritual warfare, a reality you cannot ignore, because Daniel 10 shows us that Daniel prayed for 21 days before the angel arrived, delayed not because God ignored him, but because the prince of Persia resisted the answer. And Ephesians 6:12 reminds you that your struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against rulers, powers, and forces of darkness, meaning some delays are not denials but battles raging in the unseen realm. The fifth reason is God's greater purpose, the mysterious Romans 8:28 reality, that all things work together for good, and the shocking part is that sometimes He allows the thorn to remain, like Paul in 2 Corinthians 12, who prayed 3 times for God to remove his affliction, but was told, "My grace is sufficient for you," because the weakness was the very stage for Christ's strength to shine. And this is where many falter, because you want prayer to be a shield from pain, when God designed it to be a bridge to His presence. You want it to be a rescue from every storm, when God intends it to be an anchor through the storm. And the enemy whispers that unanswered struggle means abandonment, when in truth it means God trusts you to carry the fire without being consumed. If you are still struggling after praying, it does not mean God has forgotten you. It may mean He is purifying you like gold in the furnace. It may mean He is breaking you free from hidden sins. It may mean He is strengthening you for a battle you cannot yet see. Or it may mean His grace is building endurance in you that comfort could never create. The warning is this: do not confuse delay with denial. Do not mistake silence for absence, and do not let your struggle make you abandon the God who is secretly shaping you for glory. Keep praying, but pray with surrender. Pray with repentance. Pray with persistence. And pray with eyes open to the hidden work of God that is bigger than your relief. Because when the struggle finally lifts, you will see that the very weight you begged Him to remove was the tool He used to make you unshakable. So the challenge is simple yet costly. Stop treating prayer as an escape hatch, and start embracing it as a refining fire, because only then will you discover the power behind every unanswered cry that God has been answering all along, not by removing your struggle, but by transforming you through it, until you stand victorious, more like Christ, more filled with faith, and more alive to the eternal purpose for which you were created.